Hello everybody, in this video I have a Christmassy scrapbook process to share with you for the Thompson's Craft Supplies design team. If you haven't seen what I got in my December design team kit, then I will link that video if you are interested in seeing all the bits. It mostly features the Prima Christmas in the Country collection, I think it's called. It is so beautiful. I love it. I do like a traditional Christmas with the red and the green and the gold. It's really my kind of thing, so I just love this collection. This layout here is one that actually came together really quickly. Like, I was quite surprised. The picture is a picture of my cat Conan, which I know I scrapbooked a picture of him last week. I promise I do. Oh no, my phone is ringing. Right, I'm back. Where was I? Yes, I do scrap other photos, I promise. It's just this was a very Christmassy one, and the colours of the Christmas tree, that's pictures from 2017, they just match this collection really nicely. That wooden piece I've put up the top there, that was actually from my previous kit, my November kit. It is Hobbylicious, I think, chipboard, and I wanted like a big something up the top. Unusually for me, I actually started off with backing my photo. The paper pad I was using is one that I picked up in the works recently. It's very traditional Christmas, wood grains and pretty things. It is really pretty. I love it. And I was going around the edges of things with Distress Oxide in aged mahogany. I thought that sort of distressed red colour would go quite nicely with this. I didn't want to use a full-on red because I thought that would be a bit too rough in your face, but that sort of really muted browny red I thought would go really nicely. So putting my layout aside for a few minutes, I am going to paint these chipboard bits. The stars, they are also Hobbylicious, and I'm just going to do a thin layer of gesso over the top of each one, and then once that is dry, and I keep on top of cleaning my mixed media glass mat, because sometimes things like gesso and acrylic paint, they really dry on there fast, so if you don't clean them really quickly, they dry and then you've got to scrape them off. Anyway, that was a total side note there. Yes, once the gesso is dry, I am painting them with Fabrica Decoru metallic paint in antique gold, and I'm doing it quite thick. Partially because I was too lazy to dry it and do a second layer and then dry it and do a third layer, etc, but it looks a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just a little bit more handmade, not too perfect, not too finished. I kind of like that sort of effect on my layouts. I'm sticking down my photo right at the top there, so that chipboard piece is going to go partially over the photo, and also not, with the shape of it, I didn't want to leave any white gaps between those shapes and it look a bit awkward. I'm also adding my splatters at a fairly early stage here. Usually I do them towards the end, but I kind of wanted them underneath all the embellishments. I did splatters using Distress Oxide spray in antique linen, and then of course gold. I did the antique linen because I just wanted to add a little bit more of that sort of vintagey colour of the background and the whole aesthetic of the whole thing. Just having gold I thought would be a bit in your face, especially as I've got the gold chipboard elements as well, so just kind of toning it down a little bit with the antique linen. Then I'm going to place down all my wooden pieces, of course with my favourite Prima 3D gloss gel, and then once those are down, I'm going to take out some of the flowers from Prima Christmas in the Country. These are just, oh, they're so pretty. Oh, that big one though, at sort of on the left, the rose with the leaves, that is, I don't actually know where that's from. It was in my previous kit, in my November kit, and I thought it would go really nicely on this. I didn't get around to using it in November, and the colour was just really right for this layout. That chipboard piece there that says Merry Christmas, again, that was from my November kit. I'm very much kind of merging the two kits at the moment. Going around the edges of things, again, with that aged mahogany. That thing that says Sparkly Lights is from the Christmas in the Country ephemera pack, and I'm also bringing in some of those little gold stars. I think because the other gold elements, because they're the antique gold, the very muted aged gold, I thought bringing in some brighter gold would just help sort of lift it all up a bit. Adding a few of the Prima puffy stickers just in some corners here and there, and then I am going to bring in some of the Tim Holtz Christmas clippings stickers, just because I had two phrases and it didn't look quite right. It needed, you know, more phrases were needed just to balance everything out. And again, I'm going around the edges of those. with the aged mahogany. One of those Tim Holtz phrases says something like a curious Christmas gift, and I thought that worked really, really well, because obviously Conan's under the tree like a gift would be, and he's curious about this very shiny, sparkly thing that suddenly appeared in his house. And anyway, yeah, I just thought that phrase was great for this particular picture. These are the Prima Say It in crystals, and I'm just going to add a few here and there. They are so pretty, these ones. They have, like, instead of just glitter, it's more like gold leaf inside. It's just, they're yummy. Adding a teensy tiny bit of journaling at the bottom here, just with a really, really thin pen. That's one of those Muji pens, I think. Just, I needed to balance it out. As like regulars will know, I don't often add journaling to my layouts, but just sometimes I just feel the need to do so. And I stamped the date as well, because basically my journaling says he sits under the tree every year. As soon as you put the tree up, he goes underneath it. And so I have multiple pictures like this, so I had to put the date on it so I knew exactly what year it was. And then I'm going to finish off with some Nuvo drops. These are the glitter drops in Honey Gold. At the moment the colour doesn't look quite right, but they dry a much more gold colour, and you'll see in the pictures at the end here that it is the right kind of colour. And with that, the layout is complete. So a really, really quick one for me today. I will of course leave links in the description box as where you can find the products that I've used, as well as Thompson Craft Supplies links, etc, etc. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, chat to me down in the comments, and I am going. Thanks again. Bye bye!